Good morning. Sorry I'm so late. I was up late last night because I got myself so worked up about what's going on that I had to do some emotional letting it all out. And so I was up till like really too late. So anyway, but I'm here. Devo and I had a beautiful walk this morning and he got to go to the barbershop and get his treat. And anyway, now I'm here to do the Astro and the Oracle program where I am going to talk about the astrology for a little bit. And then I'm going to pull Oracle cards to help you navigate these treacherous seas we find ourselves in. You're going to listen for your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And I am so excited today to share Kelly Burton's deck. And we have the same. Well, that's my maiden name. Yeah. So Burton. So anyway, very exciting about that. And this is her Mystic Auger and Sage deck. And I love her work. It's just, she's such an incredible artist. Look at the back of these cards and then you'll see the front shortly. And all her decks are indie decks. So when I'm going to put everything in the description. She also has a crowdfunding thing for her latest deck, which is about about butterflies. Yeah, but she's got 3 decks about the sacred bees, and I love these. 2 of them are tarot, and 1 of them is an oracle deck. And oh my God, she's so talented and wonderful. And these cards are such high quality. My boo and I pulled a card for each other the other day, and we each pulled the same card for each other. It was hilarious. He wouldn't tell me what his question was, but that's all right. Yeah, but we got the same card, and it was the Chalice, a card about abundance. So whatever it was, we both got beautiful card. And then the cards on the bottom, I love to read the bottom because it's like what you're not seeing. We're similar in essence for both of us. So it was really, really fantastic. So I am loving this. And it was this deck, the Mystic Auger and Sage deck. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so first let's talk a little bit about the astrology. Hey, manifester Anna, you're behind. This is my same old boo. Yes, we had a temporary breakup last year, and we got back together, and it's better than ever. We broke up with Mercury retrograde. So I didn't think it was going to happen, but he couldn't do without my sweet stuff. So after he wooed me again for a little bit, I said, okay, I'll give you another chance. And yeah, and we both have made adjustments. Absolutely. And it's really going well. Yes. Hey, Vivian. Oh, someone can't hear me? Well, that must be on your side. Yeah. Because other people can hear me because they're commenting. Hey, Kara, so nice to see you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so what did I want to talk about? So obviously the big news is about Cory Booker doing his filibuster for 25 hours. And I recorded a video on my YouTube channel. So you can go to my YouTube. You have to go to the live page. Yes. And then you can watch the video there. Yeah. So he is one of the people who has a planet at about 9-10 Aries, because we remember that Venus stationed retrograde at 10 Aries and then Mercury at 9 Aries. And what happens is when a planet goes retrograde, it like is a branding iron where it really infuses that spot in your natal chart with the energy. And if there is something to absorb it, like a planet or your ascendant or midheaven or something like that, or node, north or south node, it absorbs all that energy and then can use it at a later date, essentially, which usually comes soon or during that cycle where the retrograde cycle. And so Venus Mercury both put their energy into his natal Venus retrograde, and then it was eclipsed on Saturday. And so how did he use this energy? He stood there for 25 hours talking. Mercury communicates, and Mercury and Aries, passionate, with inspiring, dramatic. And then Venus in Aries, all of his, he's magnetizing people to him, into his energy. They're seeing him as someone who is fighting. Aries is associated with conflict, and who is like bringing in this support and admiration and all of this stuff. Venus draws people to us. It's the come hither. Mars like goes out and gets you and brings you back. Venus, sees this vision of you, and they're automatically, it attracts people to you. It's the yin. Mars is the yang. Yeah, so he yinned us in. Yes, he did. He's a senator from New Jersey. I grew up in New Jersey. Everyone, if you have not seen Street Fight, it's a documentary and it's available for free on YouTube. I put it on my YouTube channel I created a post, so you can see it there. But you can just Google Street Fight Cory Booker, because it's a documentary about how he went up against this figure who's very like the President of the United States, this old Newark mayor. Newark is a city in New Jersey, one of the biggest cities, and he lost his first election, but how he went up against this really corrupt figure and would not stop until he became the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. So it's so good, the documentary. And I said, for people who listen to the podcast, the Celestial Insights podcast, I said we were looking for mythical figures to have run into some difficulties this week, but we also saw like this mythical figures rise. We knew that was going to happen because Neptune entered Aries on Sunday, and Neptune is a planet of illusions and delusions. It's Venus, the higher octave of Venus, so like Venus on steroids. So this higher love, this figure who is seen as a martyr or selfless. And Aries is inspiring and dramatic and all those sorts of things. And that was Cory Booker, him standing on the Senate floor as we had a waxing crescent moon. So where we start to see the light of Aries. And if you look at the United States natal chart, our midheaven is Libra, and our IC is Aries. So the midheaven is in the 10th house is the party in power. So it's the current administration. And the 4th house is the house of the opposing party, rebels. It also rules land, but these are the two. So we had this solar eclipse, this burst of new energy. And I said this was, we were looking for this for the Democratic Party to find their footing or display what they plan to do. And so it was Cory Booker starting this speech, and now we'll see the Democratic Party more and more and more. And I highly recommend, I was just watching Christiane Amanpour interview Chris Murphy, who's the senator from Connecticut, I believe, one of those states up there in the Northeast. And he explained really well what's going on in terms of what the king is doing. And his hypothesis is the king is intentionally driving us into a recession in order to increase his power and make everybody have to come to him to ask for forgiveness from the tariff. So every one of the companies in America or whatever come begging him, pledging their loyalty in order to have their companies get a break on these tariffs. And he thinks the rest of the world is going to do that. Well, they're not. The rest of the world is banding together at blocks. So Korea, South Korea, China, and Japan are banding together, and they're fighting the tariffs together. All of Europe, the EU, is banding together and fighting the tariffs as a bloc. Canada and Mexico are coming together. So what we're seeing is Mars in Leo, which is coming up April 26th. Mars in Leo is this individual who thinks they're a Leo king, and like taking action Mars, like launching an attack Mars. And then Pluto in Aquarius is opposite Mars, and it's like all of these groups, Aquarius rules groups, are banding together, merging their power. So individually, they have less power than the king. Mars and Leo the force that the king can exert on them, but they're banding together to take their smaller influence and make it bigger, bigger, bigger as a wall against this one person who's decided to fight the entire world in order to, I just think he's been taken over by, I just think he's a Russian agent, but that's what I think. But that is, maybe he just wants to be king and wants people bending the knee and fawning all over him and all of that. Maybe it's just that simple of what is going on, and it's going to throw the United States into a recession and potentially a depression. Economists are already saying a recession is coming. So that's that. Okay. Yes. Nice to see you, Loser Flips. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Martina from France. So, yes, Manifester from Toronto. I see you there. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, Musk says he's stepping down now. He's caused enough damage, and he's stepping down. He is getting there's too much heat in the kitchen for him. And what happens with eclipses? There's always a king figure who is taken down because when the sun and the moon, the people cut off. The sun is the leader, the moon is the people. And what happens in an eclipse is that the sun, moon, and the earth are all lined up together, and the moon is between the two, the sun and the earth. This is a solar eclipse, and the moon cuts off the signal between the sun and the earth. So the moon, essentially the people stand between the leader and their manifest reality. And so typically somebody is taken out, either figuratively or literally. So we saw there was an attempted assassination on Putin. His car blew up, but he wasn't in it. And then Musk is stepping down after he lost that Wisconsin race that he spent $25 million, the most expensive judge race in the country. So I was predicting that. I was hoping that Florida, the House would flip with the Florida elections. It did not, but the Democrats made incredible gains. That was my wish. It didn't come true. So, but it could have it was the Wisconsin. That was the big thing. Okay. So, yeah. And Cory Booker is an Aries with a Virgo stellium as well. And we know the eclipses were in Aries and Virgo. So you can watch, I detailed the astrology on my YouTube page. You have to go to the live because I just had it broadcast live because I was too tired to upload it later. I did it like at 10 o'clock last night. I was so inspired. That's what Neptune and Aries can do. You could watch someone who is inspirational, take action that motivates you to push your own self past barriers. So there are going to be, thousands and thousands of people protesting this weekend. some of which will be inspired by Cory Booker. Some will be inspired by this horrible story of this man who was snatched off the streets, who was here legally, did not ever commit any crime, but was sent accidentally, a mistake, to El Salvador, and these people have no intention of trying to bring him back. Yeah, he's got a wife and child here that now, yeah. So there's that. So that man will motivate people in the streets. The horrors that are going on in Gaza will motivate people. People afraid of losing their social security because, they have made it very, very clear that their plan is to take Medicare and Social Security away so that they can give the money to rich people to, I don't know, buy another yacht or whatever. So that's what the plan is. It is up to the American people to decide, are we going to just let it happen? And Cory Booker talked about this. Or are we going to stop them? We can stop them en masse by Pluto in Aquarius. The people, one person, it can only do so much as a Neptune and Aries figure, but the Pluto in Aquarius, it's something like 3.5% of people can make in a nation can affect amazing, enormous change. So stay tuned. I'm the April 26th is when Mars and Pluto, the fight between them, reaches some kind of crescendo, and there are a lot of ways this can show up. I wrote something last night. Let me see what I want to share of what I wrote last night. I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. What did I write? Yeah, so Mars, Pluto, a suitcase full of fentanyl was the excuse for why we are launching this attack on Canada, our closest neighbor. And so that suitcase full of fentanyl is like in the mind of, supposedly, I don't believe it has anything to do with the fentanyl. It has to do with the rare earth minerals Canada has. But it's like a suitcase. It's like this suitcase full of fentanyl is like an atom bomb for the United States that has the whole country has to suffer because of this suitcase full of fentanyl that comes from Canada. Yeah, so I wrote that down. What did I say? It's the excuse why we're at war with Canada, why the whole country has to be at war with our closest ally. It's nonsensical, and more people are going to realize that as they can't pay their bills because inflation is so out of control because of this trade war. So that's what we're going to be seeing coming up, and more people are going to say they don't want any more Kool-Aid. No, they don't. It tastes terrible. And I'm just talking about what you talking about. Willis was one of my predictions. I just get these downloads. And on Fox News yesterday, her name is Harris, not Willis. But what you talk about Willis comes from Different Strokes. And Arnold, who was one of the brothers, it was a comedy back in the 80s, the 70s maybe, would always say to his older brother, it was Gary Coleman. What you talking about, Willis? Because he was like, what are you saying? You're making no sense. And so this Harris Faulkner, I think is her name. She's a Fox News. She's the black lady on Fox News. She was going on and on about how in the past, when America goes to war, we all sacrifice, like people would make things for soldiers and things like that. So she is likening the trade war that the Oompa Loompa has launched against the rest of the world to like World War II or the Revolutionary War or or the Civil War, in terms of we're supposed to knit booties or something to support this war effort that is absolutely utter nonsense. It does not help America in any way, but may help the king feel special when people beg him to stop it. So state TV, the state TV is going full. We're getting to experience at least a taste of what it's like to be Russian. Hopefully we don't go full bore. But that's enough of that. It's just, I've decided to take a step back and look at this from a higher perspective as long as I can and see it, you know, with less emotion and just be like, oh my God. We're watching a movie, and it's a very stupid movie, mind you. It's Dumbo. I posted something a couple of months ago about, what was it? The Art of War, which was Venus and Aries. The Art, Venus of War, Aries, Dumbo style. Yeah. Dumbo is an elephant. And the elephants are associated with one of the political parties in the U.S. But Mercury was in Pisces at the time, so Mercury, the thought process. And Mercury's in Pisces today, retrograde. And the man, the little man in the big house is talking about launching tariffs against the rest of the world. Yeah, we'll see if the stock market survives the weekend. We'll see. Okay. And, I know I wanted to say something really positive. Okay. So what we saw with Cory Booker was the feat of strength. And I talked about this on the podcast. The Mars trine Saturn, both of them sextile Uranus, where like it's this intense energy of go meets stop. But you can it's a trine, so you can use it in order to break through barriers, Uranus, the sextile to Uranus. So there's also the potential for conflict to get totally out of control. So just keep that in mind. But you can use it like Cory Booker. I did Pilates last week where I did this level 2, and I did some stuff I'd never done before, and it's the nature of this eclipse. Okay, let's do the cards. Okay. Let's see, are there any questions now? Yeah, so Musk is on the way out. Yes, he's supposedly stepping down. I mean, he's done so much damage. I don't know how much it helps, but whatever. If you have Mars in Leo, okay, so Pluto in Aquarius is eventually coming up opposite your Mars in Leo, Yvonne. So that means that you are going to... There's probably going to be something that you're maybe working on where you're trying to get through it. Like it's really something that you are like pushing yourself to achieve. It could be anything. Like it could be something. It depends what house in your chart it's in. But and Pluto's only at 3 degrees. So if your Mars is at like 28 degrees, you're probably not feeling it so much yet. But once Pluto gets within definitely 5 degrees, but maybe you may start feeling it, but definitely within 1 degree, there'll be things in your life where you're coming up against some kind of restriction. And one of the ways it all can be internal, like you learn how the actions you take, Mars, especially if they're kind of dramatic or fiery, and you may realize, you may do some shadow work, or somebody may say something to you, like a group of friends could sit you down after you go out to a bar with them and swing from the ceilings and act all wild. And they say to you, when you do all of this, blah-diddy, blah-diddy, blah, blah. And then that brings up this shadow work that you do about how maybe your actions are a little extreme or overboard, and how you need to like calm them down a little bit because that when the other people, it's just too much. So that could be something that comes up with this Mars opposite Pluto for yourself. You get reflected back from an Aquarius entity, which could be a group of friends or an organization or something that gives you like a subconscious Pluto, unearths something within you about how what you do impacts the other people, and maybe at times they, you get embarrassed by others or humiliated or something like that. Or they feel you embarrass them or humiliate them when you're swinging from the ceiling at the bar. There's a Barry. I'm watching White Lotus, and there's Michelle Monaghan who plays this actress. And in one scene, she insists they're having a lovely time at this posh resort. She insists she needs some incitement. And then they have to go out on the town with her two friends who she brought them along on this trip. And they have to feed into her narcissism of trying to get attention from men because she's mad at her husband because he's not answering her calls. And she has them running around town in Thailand. And at one point they get squirted by water guns. Yeah, because she needs to feed that Leo in her where she needs attention and recognition for herself. And she causes all this upheaval. So that's what you're seeing. Like when you're watching TV shows, you will see this theme come up because this is still part of the Mars retrograde cycle. That's what happened last year, where Mars stationed in Leo and went back into Cancer. And now it's coming back, but it doesn't pass 6 Leo until we get into May. So we're still in the shadow, the post-shadow. But we're seeing this energy starting to increase, and I'll let you know when Mars goes back into Leo, it's still in Cancer, but we're feeling this energy of Mars opposite Pluto. Okay, hopefully that made sense, and that gave you some insights on how it may show up in your chart. Yeah. Oh yeah, Arnold. Yes, Arnold Drummond from Different Strokes. Absolutely. Uh-huh. Yep. Not only people, but for countries, they're not having any of this. They're not, apparently, it's all a plan that somebody in this administration wrote a paper about how you can use tariffs in order to change the world economy and dominate it. Well, it's already falling apart because the countries aren't reacting the way that he wrote down in this paper. So anyway, maybe I'll post about that. Okay. The lighter the movie, the better. I'm loving, what's an actual movie? White Lotus is a TV show on HBO. Different Strokes is a sitcom, a 30-minute sitcom from back then. I don't know. What movie was X? Yeah. Yeah, the inflation. Yeah, tariffs are a tax, where on Fox News they're telling the people tariffs are a tax cut. They'll see. I mean, you can't keep, this is Neptune. It's pop the balloon. Neptune at 29 Pisces happened, and they just kept lying to people. Neptune can be deceitful. But now Neptune's in Aries, and we're in a new start. They're still saying the same lies, but people can see with their eyes. Aries rules the head, and the eyes are in the head. You go to the grocery store. This weekend, my boo saw some eggs for $13 at Grocery Outlet. That is insane. A dozen eggs. Like, people go to the stores and they want to buy a car, and now it's $5,000 more expensive than it was last week. I mean, people experience reality, and you're telling them these lies, and it's Neptune's not in Pisces anymore. They're not going to believe it. They're going to start believing their eyes and their bank accounts, and this all kind of falls apart. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I come for a solar return reading. Absolutely. Okay, so Venus is currently back into Pisces. So you can think about Cory Booker. Venus is in detriment in Aries, where it can act in extreme ways. Yeah, but now it's backed up into Pisces, where it's exalted and lifted up and has a special seat at the table. And it was conjunct the North Node, and the North Node rules groups. And so this Venusian figure, like Cory Booker, although he has Venus and Aries, I hope this makes sense to you, but we were watching this elevated figure. A senator is someone who we elevate into power to represent our needs. He's our ally, our Venus and Pisces. And he did this, like, he really evoked emotions with people with what he did. And when he was born, he had Mars was stationing in Sagittarius. So he's got this Mars energy where he can really hold the energy. Yeah. Because his Mars was barely moving, and he did 25 hours, no bathroom break, no food. He's been not eating. He's been fasting for days. He's been preparing for this. He's got all this Virgo in his chart. That's really good for that. Yeah, it's really interesting. I talked about it on my video, so I don't want to do the whole thing again. Okay, let's do the cards. Let's start with Aries. We're doing Mystic Auger Sage. It is an oracle deck from Kelly Burton, her website is Sacred Soul Tarot. So if you like it, like, go get yourself one, because these cards are amazing. They're absolutely beautiful, so well made, and they've got this gold foil around them. Okay, let's talk about Aries. Aries got the warrior within. Look at that. Okay, well, Aries, this is what Neptune and Aries is doing for you. It's helping you find your inner warrior within. If Neptune went into Aries on Sunday, you will start to feel it, especially when it comes to meet one of your personal planets or points. It's coming to my midheaven. I want to be my own mythic hero for my own self. Yes, being brave in the face of, all of this, whatever, this nightmare we're living right now. But yes, yeah, finding the warrior within. Let me just, So each of the cards, that's so perfect for Aries. That is your marching orders, Aries. Absolutely. Courage, new skills, facing the past, setting yourself free, magic within. Those are the key words. And then you get like a sentence, and this is Morgana Le Fay, a mystic warrior and powerful sorceress, emanates strength and power, and it gives you a whole big thing about her. And then it says, the sacred journey, cut through the past as you create your future. As you progress, you will look back and remember your pains again, but at a higher level or a healed memories. With new strength, you can face the fire, turn pain into anger, into compassion as a testament to your growth, and move on. You will be free. Who do you need to forgive? Neptune rules forgiveness. Who do you need to forgive? Whether it's yourself or someone else, that you can let it go and be inspired and have courage to take your next steps. I love that for this solar eclipse in Aries. It was just on Saturday. Yes, it was. The big event was the earthquake, that horrible earthquakes that we had in Tonga and Myanmar and affected Thailand. Those were the big things. Earthquakes often coincide with eclipses, but there's so many other stories as well. Absolutely. Okay, so Taurus, and this is the card my boo and I each independently pulled for each other. The Chalice. I love that. That's a cup. So this brings thoughts of the Ace of Cups, which is about new energy in terms of love and abundance. It also is about self-care. Tauruses, take care of yourselves. I got so agitated about stuff going on yesterday, like that man being thrown in prison and all of this insanity. A senator telling somebody who lost their job that he bet they deserved it, some senator from Indiana. All this mistreatment of people really was starting to get to me, so I ate some cookies, which is really not my thing, but whatever. It's my thing now. The Chalice. The key words are searching, abundance, holding space, sacred pursuits, and personal growth. Yeah, this is all about the Chalice is the holy grail and can be seen as spiritual enlightenment, ultimate truth, inner purity, life purpose, or healing. The sacred journey. Who or what can you hold space for today? Envision raising your chalice to them. Wish for their health, wealth, and abundance of others. The chalice may represent you holding space for yourself is in alignment with the divine. Fill your cup. Wow, Taurus. The chalice. Gemini. These are hilarious. Of course, a Taurus wants to fill their cup with abundance. Cows are a symbol of abundance. And Gemini, balance and momentum. It's so interesting. Look at that. That's two fish like Pisces, another mutable side. But, Gemini is a dual sign where it's an air sign. Air communicates and connects. But you can think about with Geminis, often this and that can both be true. There's something dualistic about it, but how can you find some balance in all of that energy? Yes. Balance and flow, endurance, perseverance, yin and yang, overcoming obstacles with strength and grace. Absolutely. This is the myth of the koi transforming into a dragon after swimming upstream represents achieving one's highest potential through hard work and perseverance, a journey that is only possible when balance and harmony are aligned. Being resilient is not just about swimming against the current, but also allowing it to carry you with flow and grace when you need. So I think this is the message for Geminis, especially with Jupiter in your sign. Jupiter can be, the cosmic Santa Claus, or Kenneth Miller calls it cause for pause. And that's really important because sometimes we have to remember Jupiter can be too much of a good thing. So we have to remember to just stop doing, thinking, talking, and do some introspection, be in flow, and get some balance. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so Venus is stationing direct on April 12th, and then it'll go back through old territory for quite a while, several weeks. You can go back in my podcast and listen to, and it'll give you all the dates. Or you can get the calendar my collaborator Tiffany creates every year, and you can go to the link in my bio. It's called the Wise Skies Digital Astrology Calendar. You put it on your phone or laptop or both, and then you'll see all the transits. And she's worked for years and made it, every year she does it bigger and better. Like, it was either last year, I think it was last year, she started to do the moon phase families I talk about all the time. And she also has added Sabian symbols for all of the moon cycles. She's incredible. She's got a Virgo midheaven. She's got Mars out of bounds. She is just, in her first house, she is a workhorse who just is just incredible. And she's an incredible writer. She's got Jupiter and Venus in Libra. Yeah, she's a great writer. She's a Sag, rising. I'm telling her whole chart. Tiffany, I hope you don't mind. But I'm just in awe of her and her ability to be there, hold space, create, do all the work, do all the things. Okay, Cancer. I'm a Cancer rising. We're supposed to practice patience. Interesting that we're supposed to practice patience. And what is that? It's a turtle. It's not a crab, but it's a turtle. It's a sea animal with a hard shell. Cancer is the crab. I love this. Look at that art. It is so beautiful. Absolutely. This deck is amazing. I am so in love with this deck, if you can't tell. It is so wonderful. Yeah. Practice patience. Finding peace in the pain. Patience. Heal yourself. Wish that others heal. And this is about finding silence from the inner critic takes patience. Quiet and calm contemplation brings clarity. This is really good. So the sacred journey is whenever something negative comes up, you still have control and the connection with spirit. It's so important for Cancers because as the moon changes signs, and every 2.5 days, like Cancers, like some people with especially, I've heard people say this a lot about Cancer men. I dated a Cancer man for a while. It was like a different person every time we interacted. It's like, who this? Yeah. So whatever. That because the moon changes signs every 2.5 days, and like their mood can change. So this is a reminder, if you have that, to like call yourself back in. And can you practice patience, not have like a big emotional reaction when every little thing happens, because you can do a breathing exercise from Tibetan Buddhism called Tonglen. To paraphrase, relax into meditation. Then as you breathe in, you notice your discomfort without the emotions. As you exhale, send the pain of your body and then wish that others receive the release from their pain as well. As you help yourself, you help others energetically. So, this could be an exercise to help heal the world, you can pick someone who's in a lot of pain and needs help. Yeah. And send that healing energy. Maybe try to heal that Goofus's mind. If you have the time and that talents. It's too late, but yeah, you can try. It makes you feel better. Because brains are scrambled over there at 1600 Pennsylvania. I'll tell you that. Okay. Virgo. No, Leo. Leo is a storyteller. Yes. The storyteller. Interesting. Look at that. So Leo, think about what stories you tell yourself, what stories you tell other people as you hold court. Look at that mane that he has. Leos are known for their hair, especially Leo risings. My sister's a Leo rising. Her hair is always on point. Yes, it is. Yeah, she is a glamour puss. Okay. And this is family stories, ancestral legends, interpreting parables, tradition, and history. This is a way stories help us preserve the time. So, like yesterday, this will be a time capsule of Cory Booker doing this 25-hour speech where he talked to the nation about times in the past where ordinary people have risen up against tyrannical powers in order to have their voices heard, whether it was the Montgomery bus boycott or, what Gandhi was doing over there in India, or whoever Mel Gibson played in that movie about was it the Scottish or the Irish or the Braveheart movie, or whoever, Jesus against the money lenders, or whatever you can think about, and the Romans, Jesus against the Romans, and you can think about all that. So stories, songs, chants, rituals are not just part of a tradition. Search for your ancestry and discover any stories that have shaped your world. So this is a great thing to do. Like thinking about your ancestors are a group, a Pluto and Aquarius group, literally. They're dead. Pluto rules the underworld. In the Aquarius, they're a group. And Mars is going back into Leo, not yet, but its moon is going to go into Leo this weekend. You can think about how you've been formed by all of the lessons and everything you learned, and what stories do you want to keep from your ancestral line and keep going forward, and what are times to heal. Pluto can be deeply healing by facing our shadows and understanding how we got to where we are. We can really heal ourselves. Yeah, I've been doing, my Pluto has been eclipsed the last 2 eclipses. Oh my God, it's brought up so much. And in the long run, it's been absolutely healing, recognizing I'm only human. Oh my God, is a big deal for a Virgo South node who's spent way too long trying to be perfect. No longer. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I love this. I'm gonna have to send this to Tiffany because she's a Virgo midheaven. But Virgo, the colony of belief, because my friend Tiffany, she does stuff with bees. Absolutely. I will have to send this picture of this card to her. Yes, the colony of belief. Yeah, so this is for Virgo. 58. Cooperation, community, egoless service to others. Choose for yourself. That's such a Virgo thing to do. Egoless service for others. Absolutely. And it's about how bees, yes. The collective mindset of bees promotes cooperation and unity, requiring continuity to ensure that the benefits of shared consciousness are upheld. The work is devoid of emotion or ego, allowing for a clear pursuit of their subconscious goal. While the hive is called a superorganism, it is comprised of individual bees, each working in their own capacity. In contrast, humans are influenced by emotions and egos, which store memories in the subconscious that shape their behavior. The sacred journey. It's essential for you to leave your ego out when dealing with family or community. Nurturing your internal and spiritual well-being is prioritized, should be. While the belief systems of community, religion, or other groups hold significant influence, it's important to remember you have the power to make your own choices. This equilibrium is crucial for maintaining your individuality within the collective consciousness. So just be mindful of the colony of belief. So there's many people who are surrounded by people who have like groupthink that's different from their own. And it's like, how do you, as Virgos, with the South Node there, you may be recognizing some of that. And do you have the courage to stand up for your convictions? Sometimes even in the face of everybody else is telling you it's blue, and you see the dress as gold. Everybody else sees it as blue, but it's okay for you to see it as gold. Remember that. Okay, number 1 for Libra, the Omnist. I have no idea what this is. The Omnist, the Omnist. Is this about meditating? We shall see. What do you see? I see co-creation with all of the religious symbols. Like this is the Star of David. This is a cross. This is... Oh, this looks like oh yeah, this is something like that. Okay. Yeah, we see the cross of matter and all sorts of things in here. The Om symbol. No. Is this number 1? Oh, that's number 4. the Omnist. Respect, diversity, acceptance, curiosity, expansion, and universal truths. This is like the whole world. Okay, that has to do with the whole deck. The Mystic Auger and Sage are Omnists. They are expansive in knowledge. The Omnist recognizes, respects, and believes that truths are found in all religion and practices. There is no single doctrine, and they appreciate the value of spiritual and moral teachings found across the universe. Having an open mind and a diverse approach to spirituality is powerful. Acknowledging different paths can offer valuable insights and truths to open the door to spiritual growth. The journey, if you feel initial discomfort regarding practices you do not understand, be curious rather than shut the door. So this is one of the issues around, Christianity that can be, everybody else is going to hell except you. So this is a reminder to maybe take some thought about, you may have been taught by the colony of belief that believe what I believe or you're going straight to hell. The Omnist recognizes that spirituality is a personal journey, that people can find God through different ways and God can take different forms for different people, and that does not mean that your way of belief is better than everyone else's. Yeah. Explore where new value systems converge and you understand spiritual truths. This is an opportunity to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Absolutely. Oh, I got to get moving. Okay. Ooh. So this is so great. I love this. So Aries got the warrior within, and Libra got the Omnist. So maybe the warrior within can help you dispel the notion that only what, your tribe told you to believe is the absolute truth. Okay. The Muse for Scorpio. The Muse. I love this. What is your creative inspiration? Because Taurus was the Chalice. And the Muse. Yeah, what lights you up on fire? Let's see, 59. Elevate your art, music, calling, or passion by incorporating an element from nature to symbolize it. Integrate the natural object or animal into your art or passion. The natural component or animal should possess the characteristics you wish to instill in your final creation. Journaling about your connection to art and nature will bring new ideas to life. The key words are make your work into art. Bring nature into your projects. Inspire sacred music, language, and art. It's polyhymnia is the muse of sacred hymns, divine poetry, and inspirational performances. Yeah, so how can you bring nature into your work or art into your life? Absolutely, Scorpio, because it's abundant, like the Chalice says. Yeah, Scorpio and Taurus are opposing signs. Okay. The Catalyst. So Gemini got balance and momentum, and Sagittarius got the Catalyst. So if you're a Sagittarius, look at your chart, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and then look at where you have Gemini, which is opposite. So what house is Sagittarius and what house is Gemini? Can you find balance and momentum in the Gemini house that can help you catalyze something in the Sagittarius house? So what do you want to catalyze? What spark do you want to ignite? And Sagittarius is mutable fire. What flame needs to be lit? And it's number 36. Connect people, be a champion for diversity, show others the way, find solutions that benefit others. Absolutely. This is Ellen of the Ways, who was instrumental in building a network of roads across Britain. All roads lead to Rome, right? Yeah. Her work connected communities, establishing trade, and allowing civilization to diversify. That's so establishing trade routes. Come on, Sagittarius, to connect people around the world so that they can, Gemini, transport their goods and services. Yeah, but this could also be spiritual. Yes. Yes, and a Sagittarius is the person who's going to connect people from this country, with this belief system, with that belief system. I love that. Okay, let me see. Any questions I've missed out on? Okay. Sim Turks, you have Mars at 0, Leo. Okay. Okay, so you're going to have one more opposition. Be aware, it's going to be before April 26th. Yeah. So really pay attention with what you're going on within you. Hey, Nicole, nice to see you. Oh, Babette's Feast, yes, Danish movie. Yes, I need to watch that. It has a beautiful message, thank you, Ellen, of true spirit of service and giving. Yes. I don't think I've seen it. I need to put it on my list. Thank you for that. Yeah. So how interesting. Capricorn is the healer. Interesting. Like, practice patience, which is very Capricornian. This is so interesting. Like, Capricorn and Cancer are flipped because we think about practicing patience with Capricorn being ruled by Saturn. We think about the healer, this water energy for Cancer, but they're flipped. So it's a good, if you're a Capricorn or a Cancer, think about what's opposite, the house opposite, and how you can embody the practicing, how patience can help you heal. I love that. Alternative medicine, willingness to heal, discretion, explore options, and be open-minded, Capricorn, which is not Capricornian, because Capricornian tends to honor traditions. And that's the opposite of open-mindedness, which is Aquarian. Yeah. But we have all the signs within us, but it's just interesting to me that that's what, yeah. Not that Capricorns are closed-minded, but the nature is to honor tradition. We did it that way, so we should keep doing it that way. The healer carried what today is known as the rod of Asclepius and remains a correct symbol of medicine today. Ironically, his remedies caused suspicion, ultimately resulting in his death. Despite the consequences he faced, he practiced surgery, rituals, and potions, and their motivation to continually improve healing practices today. When it comes to healing, keep an open mind. There's a wide range of conventional and unconventional remedies to explore. Use your discretion. Let your intuition be your guide. Healers come from all walks of life, and you are a part of the universe and can choose your own. So if you're a Capricorn and suffering any kind of medical issue or spiritual issue, consider something alternative. Form of healing. And just have a little patience with it. It may take time. Okay. Aquarius, the Philosopher's Stone. Oh my God. Leo was the Storyteller, and this is the Philosopher's Stone. So you tell the story, and then, you can maybe have to mull it around a little bit. What's the deeper meaning of the stories that you were told by your ancestors? A Philosopher's Stone, achievement, creation, visualization, acknowledge your brilliance, Aquarius. That should be no problem for you. Acknowledging your brilliance. Aquarius is the sign, its two-word tagline is I know. So you can think about that. The Philosopher's Stone is the late ageist quest for knowledge, transformation, and achievement of human potential. Yeah. The well-known science of alchemy is the pursuit of turning base metal lead into noble metal gold. The symbolic spiritual quest for personal gain, self-discovery, and enlightenment through the elixir of life, the Philosopher's Stone. The sacred journey is about creating something spectacular will bring you to life. The ability to use your imagination to design and construct will set you apart from anyone else. Make a decision to dazzle. Visualize a time when you were so proud of your brilliance. Being in love with life is like discovering the Philosopher's Stone. So if you have an Aquarius, think about your Leo house. What if you created the Storyteller that really makes you proud of yourself and get that energy back? Because Mars is coming back into Leo and it's going to oppose your Aquarius stuff, energizing you up from outside to maybe create something incredible. And maybe you could just be motivated by fighting against a king. Yeah. And protesting, making your voice heard. Just do it safely. Read up. Don't just throw your shoes on and go. Read up about safety, protecting yourself, like if you need to wear a mask. Definitely ear. I really wonder if they're going to do something really outrageous that can hurt people's ears. Okay. Like the LRADs they're using in Serbia. Now that we are apparently Eastern Bloc. I was watching. They had the First Lady talking. And it's literally like we're listening to this Russian lady tell us this stuff. It's like the Cold War. The wall came down the last time Saturn and Neptune met in Capricorn. And Saturn and Neptune are going to meet on February 20th, 2026 at 0 Aries, a world point. What structure Saturn is dissolving Neptune really feels like, and it's happening at the IC of the United States. Unless we stop it, like the boomerang is going to, like the Russians are going to win this. It's going to be game, set, match because they've got their guy right here leading this country down a path, down the river Styx. Anyway, protecting the journey. I see, sorry, but that's what's going on from my perspective. Protecting the journey. They've taken us over and they even installed a lady as our first, one of their own as our first lady. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Okay, anyway. The colony of the belief was Virgo, and protecting the journey is Pisces. Protecting the journey, Pisces. Yes, you've got to protect your energy. Yes, especially because you're really creative and do things your own way and all of that from the colony of belief, and just you have to psychically build a bubble around yourself or whatever. I don't know if Kara's still here. put crystals in your bra. Dreams, protection, deterring nightmares, restorative sleep, prophetic dreams. People are having such wild dreams. And I talked about this with Delisa yesterday. I was on her program, on her YouTube channel, Spirit and Spark. And I talked about how, like, if your dreams have been very vivid, notice how they change between when Neptune was in Pisces, which was just up until Sunday. Now it's into Aries. Watch and notice if there's some change, especially if you are a helpless victim in some of your dreams of the past, and now you have agency now that Neptune's in Aries. Like you have a more leadership role, a more active role in your dreams now that Neptune is in Pisces. How do they change? Is there more fire in your dreams versus water? Aries is fire, Pisces is water. Like notice if there's some change that you notice. You might want to keep a dream journal. Yeah. Prophetic dreaming may be positive guidance or a warning sign. If you feel your dreams may be harmful, hang a dream catcher where you sleep. You can also get an adder or a hagstone, a rock from a crystal store. Pull some string through it, a hole, and hang it where you sleep. If you like to use herbs, you can make a sachet. So yeah, if your dreams are disturbing you, look up remedies for how to protect your sleep journey. The traditional purpose of a dream catcher is to protect your dreams from evil spirits. Yeah. Yeah, so think about that. Okay, this was really great. Yeah, it doesn't add up. Let me see any more questions or comments. Oh, okay. Yes, Ellen, I'm glad it makes sense. We will be unstoppable. Yes, we are. The people, I feel very optimistic about the people's ability to fight back against this. It's going to be hard. We're going to go through hardship, but I am feeling positive. Yeah, and I'm going to hold on to that. Because what is the choice? Shrivel up in a ball and just cry? No thanks. Yeah. Oh, yes, Julia, the senator who said that to that man about how he deserved to be fired. That was horrible. Yes. Yeah, there were huge staff cuts yesterday. Yeah. And health agencies, the people who keep us safe from disease and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, yeah, cookies can have healing power. Yeah, they can. They're healing the band around my pants. Yes, they are. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that speech was epic. Absolutely. Oh, Casey, you're a beekeeper too? Absolutely love that card. Yes. Hey, Outlaw Morena. Absolutely, yes. I'm glad it was helpful. Hey, Zuzi Zoo. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad, Jess, you love my live with Colin. You know I adore Colin. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm so glad you and Colin connected. Yes. It's always wonderful talking to him. You always learn something. Yeah. We know her immigration papers are jacked. So it doesn't matter. You know, yeah, they are, Boris and Natasha. You're not kidding. Yeah. I'm not surprised. Oh. Oh, Anna wants a birthday card. Oh, Anna, happy birthday. Okay, Anna, I'm going to pull you a card from Keeper of the Sacred Bee. Yes, you can. Of course, you can ask for a birthday card. Okay, Anna. What does Anna need to know about her life in Portugal or just life in general? Just as something to keep in mind this big year that she's embarking on, where there's going to be a lot of healing from the past with the Venus and Mercury retrograde. But they're both in Pisces. Interesting. Very intuitive. Deepening your Scorpio rising. Deepening your intuitive healing powers. Yes. Ooh, okay. I got the Five of Wands on the top, which can be about conflict, but the Ten of Cups on the bottom, which is the happy family card. So when you're in conflict, I know you have problems with your sibling, and you got a very dynamic family model. So this to me is picking your battles and deciding when you've got to stand up for yourself versus build harmony in your family. Yes, but let me read this. What does it say about Five of Wands? The challenges that the bee and their keepers face are showing up. By paying attention to minor glitches, repairs will be small and manageable tasks. Minor interferences to deal with. Participating in a group challenge. Some back and forth banter or little competition comes around. So, yeah, so I think what I said totally lines with your life from what I know. Yeah. So, yeah. Don't sweat the small stuff, Anna. Keep the bigger picture in mind is what I'm saying for you. Yes, yes. Happy birthday. Yes. Hey, Lara. Okay, everybody, take good care. I will post this here as well as, and if you are motivated to support Kelly in her getting one of her decks or joining her quick Kickstarter for her next deck, please do. She's an amazing, amazing creator. And we need to support independent people against, these corporations trying to grind us into the dirt. Okay, take good care. Be well. Bye, Ben. Oh, and I'll cross post on YouTube with timestamps.